Marriage. It will be presented by Smita Allen. She is from Chennai. She works as a senior manager with Wipro. She has transformed from a sleepy bird to a voracious reader, or rather a voracious bookworm, in the past few months. After being chosen as one of the winners in our Read for Reader of the Year challenge, she gained the confidence and has started a own book review channel where she posts her quick and inspiring reviews on the books she reads. So with that, over to you, Smita. You can share your mind map, or would you like me to share it for you?
Yeah, I'll share it.
All right.
Firstly, Brinda, thank you so much for such a lovely introduction. I think, yes, Dr. Manjunath has definitely got about a change in my life. And, I've started reading books, and as you said, they used to put me to sleep, but now I like any book I see, I really go through a quick review and I want to buy it immediately. So I've got a good collection now also. So thanks to Dr. Manjunath. Okay, so now I'll start my book review. So I'm basically, doing a book review on this book called Save Your Marriage from Laura and Rosane Castellet. So this big book mainly revolves and from a key verse from Bible. So the background is something like when God created Adam and Eve, he gave, a verse to them which says, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. So this book mainly revolves around these four things. One is be fruitful, increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. So here is a quick mind map. The first one is bear fruit. So the author emphasizes on what kind of fruits should we be bearing. Okay, so the first one is respect. So here the author talks about demand versus request. So when you place a demand to your spouse, it looks something like, it doesn't go in a very nice way. Whereas when you place it as a request, it actually also gains respect for the partner. Okay, whereas demand actually becomes like more of intolerant or tyrannical. Also, unforgiving. So when you're unforgiving, that actually leads to hard words, which further leads to bitterness, cold, or distance. So as much as possible, the author has actually explained a lot when you go down about unforgiveness, right? So also the other part about respecting your partner is to listen. And when you listen, it's important that you listen without interruption. So, sometimes we're so quick to actually reply that we just cut them off and we just want to, immediately give our judgment or our reply to that. So that should be avoided. So when you listen without interruption and appreciate. So communication, any communication should actually involve around 85% of appreciation and 15% of positive criticism. The next fruit that the author talks about is the dialogue or communication. Here, the author emphasizes about me versus we. So when it comes to communication, it should actually involve we, that is, as together, as a couple, you're communicating. Now, communication involves these aspects. One is listen, speak, and understand, right? So when you listen, as I already highlighted, listen till the end without interrupting. And as a thumb rule, before you respond, wait for 17 seconds and then speak, right? And also when you speak or when you listen, it is with open ears and be flexible to the other point of view. And when you're speaking, the author again emphasizes on another verse from Bible, which says, quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger. So your words must be such that it is kind without any aggression. And it should be, the words should be like considering forgiveness in mind and not keeping all the, backlog of various fights and various events that you had. So the words should be words of forgiveness, which actually creates a health and healing to the relationship. Also, the word it's important to be open, okay, to be honest in your communication. Sometimes you might think that, okay, let me just tell this particular lie to just make things smooth or to make things going, but that is something which should not be done, because at a later stage it might have its own bad side effects. So be open, share feelings, look into the eye and communicate, and be honest and truthful. Now, when you understand, sometimes when the spouse communicates, it's basically to be listened, right? So understanding involves to be listened, and to listen with attention, care, patience, and self-love. The communication which involves silence, now you might try to talk to somebody but the response is just silence, or it is disregard or indifference. This has a very serious effect on the relationship, which can also kill a relationship. Now, under me versus we, with regard to communication, the author also highlights about quality time. So quality time is the time spent together. So you must actually prioritize togetherness. In today's world, it so happens that, we are in a digital world wherein we are either involved with our laptops or with mobile phones, and we hardly get time to actually communicate with each other. So in that case, we should make it a priority to be together, to make a to-do list together, and to focus on quality. With regard to finances, the author highlights that there should be transparency within the finances. It's always good to have a joint account between the spouses, but if that's not possible, have a single account. But your budget should be such that it is transparent to each other. That will actually strengthen your relationship and also create a lot of trust. The author also talks about unite. When unite, he specifically emphasizes on your family, that is you, spouse, and children. So you need to, be together. So you need to take decisions together, take responsibility together, spend time together, and also face problems together. So the next key part of the verse was to multiply. Now, what all aspects can be multiplied? So you can multiply love. Now, how do you multiply love? You can multiply love either by your words, right, and actions. So by words, we mean your words should be your words of affirmation and encouragement. As we already highlighted, the words should be such that it consists of like appreciation, and also through your actions, which should be more of tender and kind. Now, forgiveness, the author, explains to quite a good, there's a separate chapter exclusively for forgiveness. Now, lack of forgiveness can actually create a lot of resentment, bitterness, and negativity. So you should actually, in order to have a peaceful life and in order to rediscover all those lost values, or, to actually get those beautiful moments or your first love again, you should actually decide to forgive, and you should set free. Get free of all those hurts and everything that you have probably undergone. So you should take a decision and declare your freedom. Declare your freedom from hate, bitterness, rancor, resentment, anger, desire for revenge. You should forgive and restart. Also, forgiveness does not depend on number. Some people might have questions that how many times should I forgive? There is actually no any limit on number. Forgiveness should become like a quality of you. So there's no dependency on number, just forgive. So when you forgive, it's actually, it also gives a lot of peace of mind to you, because you don't carry that burden in your head and walk along all the time. Also, multiply attention. So lack of attention can actually create coldness and distance in a relationship. So when your spouse is trying to communicate something to you, stop everything, listen with care, spend, with the quality time. And that aspect of, giving attention and listening actually remains forever in heart. Also multiply humor and joy. Right. So lack of humor and joy in any relationship can cause stress, and stress further leads to sickness. So when you have more humor and more joy, then your life is actually becomes, it is added with a lot of smiles and amusement and quality time. The next aspect that the author emphasizes is to fill. Okay, now fill can be, again, the author emphasizes here on me versus we. So would you want to fill your life with myself? That is again, it's not good for a relationship, because that only results in selfishness, wherein the one of the spouse only talks about his priority, his or her professional life, bills, problems, and they don't care about spouse. Now, this might result in a lot of negativity and pessimistic attitude. Okay, when you think about yourself, you stop doing small things, and that causes dullness and routine in your life, and also may cause limited talking. But instead, when we fill us, or we basically give. Now you can give either materially, spiritually, or sentimentally. Now, when it comes to materially, it's basically not that you go and buy a lot of expensive gifts. Okay, that is again not good. It kind of,
You have a minute left, Smita.
Yeah. So materially, basically, it means like the expression of love, like with simple surprises, with dialogues, good communication, flowers, presents. Also spiritually in God, but the fruit of the spirit, where all these aspects are there, like love, joy, self-control, humble, patience. Also sentimentally, okay, in case of any problem, just holding or hugging, or being with kind words or actions and words creates a lot of blessings, like unity, harmony, understanding, and peace in a relationship. Also submit. Now submit doesn't mean dominate, but it basically means surrendering in love, wherein there is a voluntary attitude of giving, offering, taking care, and encouraging, which actually builds up love. So taking decisions together, responsibility together. So disappearance of dictatorship. That is what submission means. So overall, a very good book to read. It's a very small book of around 95 pages. Believe me, it should be like, with speed rating, I'm sure that it should just be like an hour's time for us to read the whole book. So yeah, please do read and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Smita. That is a powerful voice you have there. Yes, I hope, and on dot. Yes, so hope you all are making notes and making points to make your relationship much more merrier. If you have any questions for Smita at this moment, you can post them in the chat box right now. Thanks for all the appreciations. Yes, a wonderful presentation. Beautiful. Please share your reading channel. Yes, she will share it in the chat group. All right. Any questions for her? Would you like to mention the name of your channel, Smita?
Yeah, it's actually Smita Lilly, just my name, SMITHALILY. I'll also share the link with you, Brinda.
Sure. Okay, to anyone who asks, I will definitely share that. Okay, there's a question from Sadhana. She says, does the book talk about underlying principles of a great relationship?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Okay, does the book talk about underlying principles of a great relationship?
No, it overall, not of a, I mean, yes, definitely. The first chapter itself begins with, rediscover your lost values. So, something like probably when you were engaged or when you were just getting married, you had, it was that beautiful phase of your life, right? You're so excited. You had, so much of attention and care, and you had so much of love for your partner. But over the years, probably it's lost somewhere. So this first chapter actually emphasizes a lot on how you can rebuild your relationship, and how you can actually bring your relationship to life. So yes, it does talk about that.
Okay, so Preetham, I will be sharing the mind map with you on Telegram. All right, so next question is how to improve relationship if there is a slight split or misunderstanding developed, or having started developing a misunderstanding.
Again, I would say that, you would have to actually, probably you would have to identify what is the root cause. And first thing is forgive. It's okay, whatever has happened, it's fine. Okay, just take this moment to forgive. Okay, just free yourself from all the disappointments, hurt, everything, and take a decision to actually forgive. I think once you take that, okay, then definitely it's like that load is gone out of your mind, and definitely you can take a step forward, and at least it gives you a next direction of, how I can go and improve
Thinking
my
clearly.
relationship. Yep.
Yes, definitely you can think clearly when there is no load on yourself.
Yes.
It definitely makes things much clearer and goes ahead. Okay, the next question is how long did you take to prepare the mind map?
Oh, mind map. I would say that, again, thanks to Dr. Manjuna, that I took this book called How to Prepare Mind Map from Tony Busan. Beautiful book, just 95 pages. Again, I think around 100 pages. It is so good. Like early morning, I started at 45 minutes and read the book. Okay. And it's a very simple book. gives you a lovely aspect to do, how you can very easily do a mind map. It's very easy when you read that book, actually. It gives you a lot of aspects. So I think I would suggest you to read that book.
Great. Thank you so much for your questions. And thank you, Smita, once again for your time and effort. We'll move on to the next book now. All right.